There is no source of darkness. Now, this is a powerful statement. Abraham Hicks would say, you don't go into your room and look for a dark switch. We use a light switch. The electricity is always running. Light is always available. And when we move that switch, it allows it to come through. So notice that there's an allowing of light to come in, but we can also temporarily block the light or add resistance to the light. And there's no difference between us. We can resist our light. We can resist our true function, our true nature of who we are. We can't cut it off. There is no true separation of that light, of that soul, of that source of life that we are. But we can certainly create resistance in order to slow it down a lot. And as we slow it down, we create resistance within the channel of us and our source. And that resistance comes from insistence. Now, what are we insisting so much? I know we want that light to flow. Doesn't everybody? We want that light to flow. It comes with abundance. It comes with prosperity. It comes with intelligence. It comes with wisdom. It comes with health and well-being. It comes with everything. So what are we insisting? Well, we're insisting that there's another source, that there's a source of darkness. Even if we don't recognize it, if you look close enough, you'll see there's an insistence that there must be some kind of outside that can hurt us or take away from us or tell us that we failed or tell us that we're not doing well. Do you see? So this darkness, this death, an outside source moving back into death, right? I was walking into the store the other day and I held this door open for this elderly man and he said, and I said, how are you? And he goes, well, I cheated death another day. You see, how many people do you know as they get older start talking like that? The idea of, well, I only got a little bit of time and death's coming for me, and this idea of something coming for them, this source of death coming for them because they are a body. Each one of us, we are a body, not a source of life, a light, a soul. You see, Jesus said the Son of God or the Son of Man, but you can't be both. So as we are human, I'm human. It's like we move from soul into human in a permanent way, so to speak. And that's not true. So now from this human perspective, there must be a source of loss and death and lack, you see, and failure. And yet we can't find it. It's nowhere to be found. So the reality and the truth is that we are still as we were created to be. This is what Jesus is talking about in the Course of Miracles, in the Way of Mastery. You see, we are as we were created to be. We're in this body, but we're still eternal souls. We never left spirit. As Basharwood says, you guys are still in spirit. Most of you is already dead, so to speak. And Abraham, she makes fun of death and calls it croaking. There's no death. There's no loss. There's no lack. There's no dark switch. So now we have this duality, this human way of thinking that says there's life on one side and there's death on the other side. And one of them, moves us forward and makes us happy and joyful. Whoa, we're flowing. And the other thing is taking us down and making us feel bad. And there's this negativity. Now, this is what I want to convince you of, is these two things sit like this, life and death, so to speak, good and bad. And now, our world up here and everybody in it, as we walk around it, we have to judge it. This is what we talk about. Everything is neutral. It's a blank piece of paper. Every person, even when you meet them, it doesn't matter. It's all, no matter if you've known them forever, everything's neutral. You have to give it meaning right then and there. Now, a lot of times we're giving it meaning unconsciously. But the question is always, which one are you giving it meaning from? Are you giving them meaning from life or giving them meaning from death? Are you giving them meaning from good or giving them meaning from bad? So what happens is that we walk around the world and we judge it instantly like that every single time. This is form, places, people, everything, your body. It will point back to you which one you're giving it meaning to. You see, in the form of an effect. Which cause are we using? So that means that if I'm walking around, or if let's say I have a pain in the body and I go, oh my God, where'd that come from? You can be sure it's pointing back to something's being taken away from me. What if it gets worse? Do you see? Fear, death, loss, lack. It's all in one place. It really is. If there wasn't this, then it would just say, well, it's getting better. Everything's flowing in. There's only life, so don't worry about it. No big deal. It doesn't matter what it is. It's just releasing. Everything's flowing. Everything's going to be well. Do you see? Now we're coming from this place. If I walk in and I see something about someone, what they're doing, and it upsets me, it's pointing to this direction, letting me know maybe they can take away from me. Maybe there's something wrong. Do you see? Otherwise, if there was none of this, it would be like, all is well, they'll figure it out, they're doing great, what a wonderful life. You see, that's the idea that he was saying of grace. There's no longer the law of the land, this law of sin, this law of this side, this source of evil, source of taking away, source of lack and loss. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. And that's this whole journey. Because once this is gone, everything's going to point back to life. Everything's going to point back to flow. Everything's going to point back to goodness. You see, it's why he did the crucifixion, to let you know, to let everybody know there is no source of it. Doesn't matter what we do as far as death, there's only life on the other side. There's only life. There's only life. There's only life. Abraham Hicks would say, join with that flow of energy of who you are, and there's only inevitability of success of your whole life. Only light, only love, only joy, only flow. But how do we let go of this part? See, this part here is in our thought structure. So our thoughts are kind of split. We have good thoughts and we have bad thoughts. It's almost just like a dictionary. You have the good parts and you have the negative parts. You see, our word structure, how we talk, some of it is losing and loss and lack and moving towards that death, and some of it's moving towards that life. That's called duality. Now we have this dual way of thinking. But what I want to convince you of is that world out there is neutral. That dual part of us is in our thoughts only. It's not in the people. The people don't have the ability. I know this is crazy and it's hard to understand perhaps. They don't have the ability to upset you. The body doesn't have the ability to have a disease. There's nothing that can attack you. It doesn't have any meaning of its own. This is something that I had to truly understand because I had a lot of body issues. And then other people, I started realizing, well, if the body is innocent, it doesn't have any meaning of its own at all. You give it everything, but you can give it from these two piles. Do you see? Just like you can give that person out there, any people in your life, from these two piles. Now, a lot of times we're going to get the reflection back. So you're going to feel it back. Oh, that doesn't feel good, or it does feel good. That's pointing which one actually came out first. Does that make sense? Because a lot of times we're coming from this side more than this side. And we're giving meaning to our world and our body consistently with this side. And then we're getting reflections back. Boom, boom, boom. You see, Yeshua would say in the Course in Miracles, here you have choices. So there's a choice of which reflection. In heaven, where we're from, there is no choice. There's only this side. So our goal here is to let go of this side. The idea of A Course in Miracles is to let go of fear completely. Fear completely. There's no source of it. There's no source of assertion. There's no source of disease of any kind. There's no source of accidents. There's no source of any kind of attack. And this can be hard for us to understand. It's our thoughts that are doing it. Each one of us. It's our thoughts coming back to us in the form of the world. And once we really truly understand this, the idea of projection lets go, because projection simply means is, no, Dave, it's not my thoughts, it's that person, it's this, and it's my body, and it's this disease, and it's this cold, and it's this flu, and a million other things we have outside of us that seem to be taking things away from us and can hurt us. But there is none of them. And once we let go of that, we let go of projection. Now we take full responsibility for our thoughts. And when that happens, you'll see, it will make it very clear to each one that I know that it is indeed the thoughts, not the body, not the person, not the money, not this, not that. There's nothing out there except your thoughts coming back to you. And then from that perspective, you're free, because once you recognize it's absolutely your thoughts, there is no source of evil, no source of darkness, no source of sickness, no source of any type of separation. Because the only way there could be that if there was separation. Since we're all connected in one, then to kill me would be to kill everybody. You see, to destroy anything in this world completely gone is to get rid of eternity. To not have eternal. Everything is eternal, including the body. It has the ability to live for as long as you want. Doesn't feel like it, but that's the thoughts that we have inherited. That there must be something to take away our life while we're here. But what if there is none? And if there is something that we have believed that takes away our life, that somehow death takes away life, which is what Jesus was really trying to demonstrate, that it can't, it's impossible. If there is something that takes away life, then who created it? Where's the source of it? Where's the source of this dark switch? Where's the source of this fear, of worry? Where's the source of failure? Where's the source of loss? Where's the source of sickness? You see? And once we recognize there's no source attacking us, none, then we'll forgive everything, every person. Because we'll realize that our thoughts are giving them meaning, and then it's coming back to us in the form of what feels real for us, in the form of beliefs. That's what beliefs are. It has nothing to do with actually them, nothing to do with the physical structure of your world, nothing to do with the physical part of your body. It is your thoughts. It's only the thoughts that give us this effect that makes us believe that there could be an enemy or something attacking us or taking away from us. And that's the key. Once this world's gone, then everything you see will point to life. Doesn't matter what happens in your body. There's no source of disease. Okay, everything's flowing, all is well. It's just releasing. Everything's good. You see? And now all of a sudden, boom, everything changes. The money's not flowing. Oh, there's only abundance. There's only flow. I'm not even going to think about it. I know it's going to flow. I know the inevitability of this stream is always taking care of me. There's only love. There's only appreciation. Do you see? And there's this only. Every single person, doesn't matter what you see. You'll see them sick. You won't believe it. No worries. I know they're getting well. All is well. This is what Jesus, how he was able to heal. There was no other world to see. Even if they saw it, he didn't see it. So he held that light strong. There's this inevitability of only flow, only working out, only moving, only goodness. Does that make sense? Once we get rid of this side. And then now those thoughts, those beliefs, which a belief is just a thought we're consistently thinking. We've been thinking these thoughts for a long time because we've inherited this world that believes there's a such thing as death, loss, and lack. There's another side of darkness that must be here, taking away life. And once we disprove that, which is what Jesus meant when he said, let go of the world's thinking, right? Renew your mind. Let go of the idea of this side, which is missing something. What is it missing? Missing life. Then it's separate, and there's no separation in the universe. We're already proving that more and more, that there's no separation. If there is no separation, then we are not just this body, and we are spirit, and there is no death. And if we are all one source, then even this body must be able to be in an eternal way as long as we're here. Do you see? And everything else. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed, right? So there's this idea of everything in your life, all your relationships, all the things that are in your life start flowing simply because they're all pointing to life. I am the resurrection and I am the life, Jesus said. You see, not the crucifixion. And now everything's pointing this way, and this way, and this way, and everything starts flowing. And now it's just peace because there is nothing else. Can you imagine? There's love because there's no other fear. There's nothing else. There's only positive because there's not negative. And we just disproved this side. And now as we think, we only think loving thoughts. As Jesus talks about in the Course in Miracles, you don't have to let go of really anything. You just need to have only loving thoughts because that's what's real. Loving thoughts are the only thing that's real. Only loving thoughts are real, he says. And the more we have loving thoughts, the more they point back. And now this side gets disproved. And finally, it just disappears. It goes back into the illusion from which it came because it has no source. Take that with you. I hope it resonates with you in some way. Of course, it is always my pleasure to give you this clarity. And until next time, my unconditional love and appreciation to all of you.